An item that I saw just before we got started. I haven't written about it yet at PFT. I've skimmed the article. It is from President of the NFL Players Association, JC Tretter. The title is Why the NFL On-Field Fine System is Not Fine. Here's the thing to remember before we talk about the NFL's on-field fine system. For the most part, well, not for the most part, all of it is entirely negotiated between the league and the union. When we see those fine amounts that are like ridiculously specific, like the old Gong Show prize, if you remember the Gong Show, $532.16 or something like that. Like the fines are very specific. They're negotiated by the league and the union. And the procedure for challenging the fines is negotiated by the league and the union. The problem is this year, for the first time ever, the league is announcing all of the on-field fines to the world. What we're not getting is the rest of the story. Fine is appealed. Appeal is successful. Fine is rescinded. Fine is reduced. We're not told any of that. That's part of what Tretter is complaining about. But there's some stuff in here that I find interesting. In 2022, 460 fines were issued by the league. Roughly 100 were rescinded entirely by the hearing officer. It's either James Thrash or Derek Brooks for most of these fines. And another 150 were reduced on appeal. That's 250 out of 460. That means 210 fines stuck as they were issued. 250, the fine was reduced or it was entirely wiped off the board. There are some other issues here that I think are interesting. There's a player who was fined more than $87,000 for illegal use of the helmet. The player's coach had previously reached out to the league for guidance on how to properly execute the technique his player had been fined for, but received no answer. Received no answer from the league. After receiving this fine, which was more than his entire weekly paycheck, the player appealed to the neutral hearing officer, who rescinded the entire amount and deemed that there was no violation of the rules. So the NFL is getting some of these things just flat wrong. John Runyon is the guy in charge of issuing the fines. And sometimes he issues a fine. Hearing officer says, no, it's fine. No fine, it's fine. We don't get that information from the league or from the union. Here's one, and this doesn't, I believe, fall under the standard on-field fine process. Over the weekend, we reported that Steelers receiver Deontay Johnson was fined $25,000 for comments critical of officials to the point where he suggested they were on the take. That isn't part of the standard process. It doesn't go to Thrash or Brooks for an appeal. It's not part of that. It's the NFL exclusively running the appeal. Faking an injury, I believe, falls under that category. A player this year was fined $50,000 for faking an injury. The injury that the player was accused of faking was a concussion. The team's medical staff told him to go down on the field. He came out of the game for a concussion evaluation, which was required by our jointly appointed UNC and AT spotter. He was evaluated for concussion, missed the following two series. Despite the emphasis on players self-reporting this most serious of injuries, the NFL determined that a $50,000 fine was warranted. That was also rescinded in full. And I don't think that's the Cam Jordan play, because that happened last year. And it wasn't a concussion, I don't think. They're talking about something this year. A player this year who was fined $50,000 for faking a concussion, and that fine on appeal was rescinded. And that's significant as well if it's not part of the standard process negotiated by the league and the union, with Thrash or Brooks presiding over the appeal. If this is the league's internal process, where the league has final say, saying, you know what, yeah, we probably got that wrong, we're going to rescind that fine, that's significant. And it could just be they didn't want it getting out that they fined somebody $50,000 and made it stick for faking a concussion. There's more stuff in the article from JC Tretter, and we'll be writing about it at PFT. But, here's one more. First-time offenders can watch a 5-minute instructional video at the end of every season for an automatic additional 25% reduction in the amount of an on-field fine. 62% of the players did not take advantage of this right, which left $440,000 on the table that could have been back in the players' pockets. Tretter says we need to work. Let me go back up a step. The union can do a better job of ensuring that players know their appeal rights and that they understand you watch this 5-minute video, you get 25% of it back. That should be known by everybody. I'm going to post that at PFT so there's no misunderstanding. And it's like the third to last paragraph of this article. This is something that every agent needs to know, every player needs to know. When you get fined, make sure you do the 5-minute video at the end of the season. You get 25% of it back. That is found money, folks. All right, so we'll be writing about this at PFT. I wanted to talk about it a little bit, primarily because I wanted to have a video to attach to the story that fits with the story. So thank you very much. By the way, I'm going to pause for a second before I hit the next topic, because I do want to say thank you to everyone out there who has already bought a copy of On Our Way Home. I would show a copy of it. I've been sending a lot of them out to friends and family and people in the media. It's done well. And I'm happy with the amount of money we've raised so far, the Humane Society of Harrison County, West Virginia. But it's early in the Christmas season. I want to see more. I want to see it moving. And I know of people who have bought like 10 of them because they're going to give them to friends and family members who are visitors of PFT. It's a simple gift. It's a cheap gift, $9.99. Are you kidding me? Think about it. Because I know how stressful it can be this time of year. And we're not even in the full season yet. We're just in the preseason to the Christmas season. And you think about all the people you got to buy gifts for. What am I going to buy for this person? And you got to come up with the idea. And then how expensive is it? Can I afford it? Well, anybody that you know that likes PFT, that has heard of me, that doesn't confuse me with the guy on NFL Network who does fantasy football and wouldn't change his damn name, even though he should, frankly. I'm kidding, sort of. $9.99. Get a copy of On Our Way Home. There's a Christmas gift. Boom. And if you know football fans, people who are aware of PFT, people who watch Football Night in America, $9.99. Easy gift. $9.99. Easy gift. And my proceeds go to the Humane Society. I'm not making anything off of it. First 10,000, I'm paying the taxes on it. I'm going to lose money. I'm going to lose more than $4,000 for the first 10,000. I don't care. I just want to get this book out there for people to read it, because that's the other side of it too. Number one, you're checking your box. Hey, I got a Christmas gift for somebody. Box number two, oh, I'm giving some money to a good cause. Box number three, this person's going to read this book and it's going to help them in some way. I think people that will read this book cover to cover are going to emerge from the experience thinking, you know what? This holiday season, there's a relationship somewhere in my life. Family member, friend, whoever. Somebody I've fallen out of touch with, somebody I had a fight with. I'm going to repair that relationship this holiday season. And hopefully, if they read On Our Way Home and get to the full ending of it, they'll come to the conclusion that it's something they need to do. And that's good enough for me. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to improve lives, one life at a time, or something like that.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.